So I'm taking a razor and kind of scraping off the chunky stuff. And as you can see, when I get right in here, look at that. There's like this pink crap that's getting everywhere. And that is leaking. It's from the coolant. Look at that. It just keeps coming off. I know I'm being pretty harsh with this head surface with a razor, but we're gonna resurface it, and we have a block that I actually use, and I'll show you later how that works. It would be nice to go ahead and put this, my dad has a mill, and it would be nice to just throw this in the mill and get it done, but he's out of town at the moment. Look at that. So water has been just free flowing over there. And you could also do like a slide like this. Again, I'm gonna resurface it. But we're cleaning out all the big garbage. On it. Yep, look at that. Now, if I wasn't going to resurface it, I would not be doing that. But it'll come off when we run the tool on it. So this is the tool here. There's a block of aluminum that's surfaced with the same machine that does the head resurfacing on both sides. So it's very flat. And there's a way to use this on here so that we can make this very flat. We have 1000 grit sandpaper. I already used it on one head. I probably will replace that, but to start us off, I'm just going to use up what I got on there. Now to get the head flat, since Subaru has these little guys right here for the spark plugs, and you can take these, and these came off of the valve cover, and you could screw them in 4 spots, and that will get you high enough to clear those where the spark plugs go there, and that will give us a nice flat surface there, instead of trying to make a flat surface on an angle. It would make it a lot more difficult. Now, this would probably work good if I got a little piece of rubber to set down so the head didn't slide around. I tend to turn the head a lot and all that, and I'm used to doing it this way on a towel, so it doesn't bother me too much, but because I like to be able to spin it and move it, but I'm not going to be pressing down on it and sliding it. If you're sliding it around because you're pressing too hard. So this is, I'm going to start it off just like this. And we're going to make sure that there's nothing weird going on here, that we got nothing. As we're starting off, the head surface is bad. It's not really too crazy. We could go with a thicker grit if we wanted to. This is WD-40. Before we do that though, what we want to do is we need to stick something in that oil, galley, port, whatever you want to call it. That way that you don't get that fine grit down in there and shoot it through the engine. Just a little bit of blue paper towel will take care of it. Shoot some WD-40 on it to get it to expand and squish down in where you like it. That way, and this might pop up while you're working a few times, but that's all right. You can take a kind of a screwdriver and shove it down. You just don't want to shove it so far down that you can't get it back out. That would be a catastrophe. So if that does happen to you, you're just going to have to make sure to get it all out somehow. I'll take one blue paper towel, rip it in half, and I'll shove it in to this bottom where the oil goes. And the same deal. It's, there's some grit's going to get in there, not too terribly bad, especially since we do a an oil change fairly quickly after we assemble the engine. So yeah, just give a squirt in there. It'll make it expand a bit, and that's good. The reason we're not blocking these off is because this is just where the water goes, and we could easily clean that out with some WD-40 when we're done. The same with the valve guides and all that. So it's mainly the oil that you want to make sure not to get the grit inside or the little chunks of aluminum or whatever. So since we got that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And so the first thing you want to do with this tool is spray it down with some WD-40. We're going to use a lot of that. Get that head surface wet. And then we're going to lift it, put it on there, and we're going to go 10 times. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you notice that I'm not pushing down on it. It's not trying to slide away from me. It's not trying to get away at it. And this is just easily moved. So I'm just letting the weight of the tool do the job. I'm going to turn it this way. We're going to do another 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, we're going to put our cross in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you notice we're not putting it on there and just swirling it every which way we want to go. We're sticking to a plan. We're doing everything the same exact times. And what that does is it gets everything to go down at the same speed. So if there's anything sticking up, that gets ground down against all surfaces as best we can with this. This is definitely not a milling machine by any means, but it does pretty good by hand. At this point, let's clean that. You can do the whole process over again one more time without cleaning this, but it seems to work pretty good if you go ahead and clean it. We're going to be using a lot of WD-40. That's why it's in a spray bottle. And so we go like this. Wherever you see the gray aluminum, pull it up. Look at that, clean. I can't take credit for that. I saw that on another video, but it sure helps. So let's come over to our head, and we can wipe it down a little bit and take a look at what we got going from just that first pass. And we see a lot of scratches from where I hit it with that razor, cleaning it off. So there's scratches in there, but it's starting to get happy in a few areas. So this is just going to take a while. You can go faster if you get a more aggressive grit and then go down to the 1000 grit. But that's what I got in the shop, so that's what we're using today. Another reason why it's important to use the weight of the tool. And that's kind of why you need a bigger tool. So you could use the weight of it so you're not pressing down, because when you're just pressing down on it, you're not always going to have the same amount of strength. Maybe you'll get tired throughout the day and you'll start leaning on it a little more or whatnot. You just want it to be very consistent and to be the same pressure for each way you go. So I've got it pretty close to where I want it. There are still some pits in it, like right here. But this right here got down enough to where it's not in the fire ring area. The only one that was close was that. Very minor, and it's not going to be on the ring. The ring's more out of this direction. So yeah, the surface is pretty darn close. It'll be right close to it, but it's not going to interfere with the ring. So what I'm going to do now is to just kind of finish this out. This is very, very smooth to the touch. I can't feel anything. Feels like just glass to me. But what I'll do is, instead of doing 10 strokes, I'm going to cut that to 5. And I'm going to do that a couple of times, and that just to give it kind of that final finish to where it's even more smooth. But it's probably fine right now, but I just like to do that. So instead of going 10 times, we're going to do 5 and then turn, 5 and then turn. So here's where I got it. This was ending up with doing 5 one way, 5 another. This is pretty decent. You know, the metal feels extremely smooth. You can see those marks, but you cannot feel them, not even with your nail. So it's I'm pretty happy with that. This was the worst bit of pitting, and I probably could have got that out. I would have been here a lot longer. If we were to put that on the mill, I definitely would have taken that down all the way till that was gone. But it's not going to affect anything. Everything that might leak, like in this area, is perfect. So the major concerns on these are, of course, around this oil area here. The head gasket will sometimes leak oil right here. You want to really pay close to where the ring's going to be, and that has to be just like perfect. Thought I'd stop for a minute. I'm resurfacing this block with the same tool that we were using for the head. This is the 1000 grit. I stopped here, cleaned it off so we can take a look. Everything that's clean, those are our high areas, and everything that's still dirty is our low. So the whole firing on both sides is low. We have something going on right there. Not quite sure what that is. And we're a little low right here, not too bad. So there wasn't a whole lot of warpage, but you can see right here on the inside of the fire ring, it's where it should be, because this is all clean. But right on it, it's a bit low, and we got a little bit of markings here. So I don't see anything that's really sticking out horribly low. I'm pretty sure we're going to get this fairly quickly. And so I just wanted to stop and show you I got everything pretty darn good. Of course, the oil, we have some blue paper towels shoved in where the oil would go. But as you can see right here, it still has some of this black on it. And this was a low spot when we were checking it with the flat edge. This was a 0.002 was slipping under here. So I knew this was going to be the low spot. There was some other marks, a small mark right there. We're almost through that one. Yeah, the tool, I just wanted to show that the tool also works great on the block surface. This was the mating surface for the heads that were in the previous video there. And but yeah, I thought that we ought to check it because those were warped. This might be warped, and surely it was, and it was in the center part. So I just working it down a little bit more, and I just wanted to get on video how, you know, it gets everything. You'll see everything real nice and clean, except for the part that's going to be low, and that's obviously this right here, and that's what we were expecting. So yeah, I didn't mention that I build these, and if anyone's interested in having one, let me know. To get the flatness on it, like I was saying before, we put it through the same machine that we resurface these, and it's a Bridgeport with a big giant fly cutter that we built. So it's nice and flat, and that transfers over to here. It's going to be flatter than anything you're going to find at Home Depot. I've seen other videos where people have used like tile and stuff like that, or even glass to try to do it on. But when we bought this stock here and then ran it through, even the metal was wavy, and that's why we put it through the mill, and it's nice and smooth now, just perfect. So we can get that nice flat finish. Kind of hard to see on camera, but there we go. I mean, it comes out just silky, especially with that 1000 grit on there. And I haven't changed that 1000 grit. It's still cutting, but the longer you leave it on, the lighter the grit gets, you know, because it gets worn, and it just gives it a beautiful finish. When it's done, this still has WD-40 all over it. Okay, we got this finished out just how I want it. You can see that the low spot is gone, and it's all shiny everywhere, ready to be cleaned up. It's just oil on there. And now we're going to take some real time to, turn the crank, clean off everything, more paper towels, WD-40, get this all cleaned out where the water goes. Really do our best to get every bit of grit out of there because we do not want that in the engine. We are going to do an oil change. We're going to let it run, warm up, do an oil change, but we still want to get as much out as we possibly can before we get to assembling, which is also going to include cleaning the engine a little bit because it's still a bit dirty. But yeah, the surfaces on the block here, came out really happy with it. That's going to make a very good, solid, flat mating surface for that head gasket, and that way we're not going to have any issues down the road. So yeah, it was good to do because it was definitely lower in the center, and the firing ring was smashed in there, smashed against the aluminum, and it created like a little dent in it. So now that dent's gone, it's ready to party on.